big trade news. Demarcus Cousins goes down to New Orleans. He finally exits the realms of the Sacramento Kings.
Finally.
He finally gets out of there. Man, what's going on with the Kings?
Huh?
What's going on with the Kings?
It's the exact same thing I just mentioned a few minutes ago. Small market teams don't do well. It's like they don't attract big names. You know what I'm saying? They had the one period of time when they had Weber, Divac, whatever. It's like, and the rest of the players, not Jason Kidd, but the other little light-skinned one.
Doug Christie.
Huh?
Jason
Doug
Williams,
Christie.
Mike Bibby.
No, Mike Bibby, that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah, so it's like when they had that little run and they had them together, it's like, I mean, they had a squad, but what'd you keep hearing? Weber, it's a cow town. It's like there's nothing to do. There's no place to go. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I lived in Sacramento for a while. You lived in Sacramento for a while. I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
It's like, what is it to do in Sacramento?
Man.
If you bypass J Street, and then where you gonna go?
I agree with you. I also think one thing about the Kings is the ownership, man. For a while there, I don't think the owner had a set plan, or I don't know if the general manager and the owner was on the same page. Even though I think the Sacramento Kings owner doesn't know much about basketball, doesn't mean that his plan won't work for them. Right. It seems like they want to play small, and it seems like they want to have a smaller three-point team similar to Golden State. I think that's the identity they want to instill, and I think that the owner and Vlade Divac is executing their plan, man. They got rid of Boogie Cousins. He doesn't fit their blueprint. They want to play small, and he doesn't fit their blueprint. Boogie Cousins, ever since he came to Sacramento, his value has actually decreased. I mean, his blow-ups. I compare Demarcus Cousins to like buying a car. Demarcus Cousins is that fresh new Mercedes-Benz that you get from the lot.
Okay.
As soon as you take it off the lot, 2 weeks later, that $35,000 Benz is now only worth about $27,000, right? And you're like, damn, that's $8,000 off already gone, right?
Yep.
So then you go back and you try to trade that Benz in, even though it's brand new to you still, but the equity is gone. And now, you trade it in, you go underwater. Just like that. And that's kind of like how the Kings and Demarcus Cousins situation kind of unfolded, man. Because
that's an excellent analogy.
When you got Demarcus Cousins, fresh, brand new, without the blow-ups, that's a $200 million man. But with the blow-ups and all that, now you got the negative equity. The Kings was in a bad situation. They never would have got equal value for the Cousins. Right. So they had to offer him now before next year when he was a free agent. And all the trade rumors and all the ESPN antics of getting Demarcus Cousins to a bigger market would have started evolving. Right. And the Kings would have just been in this big old Days of Our Lives drama series next year. So instead of going through that, then they said, to hell with it. Let's get rid of them now. We're not going to get equal value. Let's get some people that we like. Right. According to a lot of reports out there, Radovan, I hope I'm saying his name correctly, he likes Buddy Hield. He thinks Buddy Hield could possibly be a poor man Steph Curry. And I understand the analogy. Buddy Hield is a young player I really liked in college. I didn't really like his NBA game because I didn't like his handle. But a friend of mine pointed something out to me. Steph Curry didn't have the handle that Steph Curry has today when he entered the NBA, and that's correct.
That's true.
He didn't. And he's evolved into, a player that has handle now.
Man, arguably, he's like one. I put him and Kyrie number 1 and 2 in the league right now.
I mean, and that's very opinion. That's very opinion-based. I like Kyrie handle too. I like Steph's handle. It's got 100% better since he's entered the league. And that's not to say Buddy Hield's handle can get better.
Right.
But what I don't like about the deal is the Kings' track record of developing players. They usually don't do well at doing that. So Buddy Hield is a project. He's young. This is second year in the league. And so he, he has a window, 3 to 5 years. If he doesn't get it by then, he's Oladipo. But if he gets it, you never know. He could develop into that budding perennial all-star / superstar that the Kings might need, and he might be a little bit more coachable.
And I sure hope so. I really do, because I ain't gonna lie. When I was living in Sacramento for that time period, man, they have fans for those Sacramento Kings that will live and die for that squad.
Absolutely.
It's like they want their team to do well so bad that it hurts. I've never seen a city with more license plates, more variations of I love Kings, Kings #1. Instead of that, license plates, jackets, signs, flags hanging from the porch of the houses.
Man, it's a tremendous fan base.
Yeah, I mean, and I was a Lakers fan living there at that time, and man, it was crazy. I couldn't even go.
Exactly. I mean, Sacramento Kings fans are the original 6 men.
Right.
I know the Seattle Seahawks fans think they're 6 men, but the Kings fans are the original 6 men, and that dates back to the bench mob.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And it sure does. And I swear that team is so hungry for a championship that it's like, I mean, it's like to see them keep going through the ups and downs and the trial by fires and getting something that sounds good, then getting rid of it for some new project like what you're talking about right now. It's like
a lot of things has to do with Vlade Divac. He's a new GM. He's never GM before. So, of course, there's going to be some ups and downs. But it seems like I don't know how to say his name. Radavine? I think it's Radavine.
Don't start me to lie.
I think he's going about it the right way. He's showing a lot of patience with Vlade Divac. He's allowing Divac to make mistakes.
Right.
And as long as Divac learns for those mistakes, I think that Radavine is going to continue to employ his services,
Yeah, Divac is a very, very smart guy. It's like
he's very smart in basketball.
Yeah, he's got a great basketball mind.
Absolutely.
It's like, I mean, I saw it on the court. The way, I mean, he wasn't never the most athletic out there, but he was hanging with the best of them, not because of athletic ability, but because of knowledge and know-how. He was mentally smarter than the other players. He knew what they were about to do. I mean, they say he flopped all the time, but you gotta think about it. You gotta be in the right position
to flop,
to even make that flop work. You know what I'm saying? He's reading players' moves before they even make that move. He's a very, very intelligent player. So I have no doubt that he can bring is like that to the Kings. Plus, it's like what he's also gonna bring is a whole lot of international talent. You're gonna start seeing a lot of players come from over there. I was like, when I was trying to get over there, man, it's like the first thing I saw when I stepped into the court is like, man, this dude's 6'10" doing what I do.
Exactly.
You know
yeah.
Like,
they skill set over there, it's a little different from what we call fundamentals here. Their fundamentals is a lot different.
We're getting used to the length. Like in basketball, stretching out the court, big man shooting past the free throw line, past 15 feet out, going out towards the 3-point line. We're getting used to that. Man, they've been doing that in Europe.
They've been
for
on
years.
it. They've been on it.
It's like they don't even believe in a little man. Everybody there, no matter how big or small you are, you learn to dribble first. And
that's true. That's true. That is. Oh, I got the correct pronunciation of the King's owner.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, it's Vivek Ranadive. Ranadive. Sorry about that, Vivek.
Yeah, say that 3 times fast.
Vivek Ranadive. You know what? This guy, he's He's a former co-owner of the Golden State Warriors.
Okay.
But before that, of course, he's got all these awards and acclamations on the business side. So, like, his business mind and his business savviness is not being questioned. It's his basketball IQ that's being questioned. And when I read his little bio, he once coached his daughter's little league basketball team, and he used analytics, and they won a championship. So, boom, there's his credentials, folks. Pow. The guy is a basketball genius.
Well, like I said, if he's not, he pulled in a counterpart that can help him out, help him fill in the X's and O's. So
I mean, he's got a basketball mind. But good move for Demarcus Cousins. I mean, he gets to play with another superstar that he likes. Anthony Davis is his boy. They both went to Kentucky. They did not play at Kentucky at the same time, but they both are Kentucky alumni. They come from the same background as far as that. So I think Demarcus Cousins shouldn't have anything to complain about. You're playing with a bona fide superstar, and it's your boy.
And he going to a city that has something to do.
Yeah, it's popping.
Man, it's popping up in New Orleans, boy.
Right.
So,
I mean, it's a different atmosphere from SAC.
Right. So you just moved from Sacramento, where it ain't nothing to do, to a city where it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I mean, I'm pretty sure he got off the plane and the first thing they gave him was a beignet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Them bad boys off the hook.
Man, and we got to talk about, before we get up out of here, we have to touch on Yo Magic Johnson,
right?
Lakers now. Your Magic Johnson Lakers.
Man, big moves today. They cleaned house today, bruh. They got rid of Mitch Kupchak and Jimmy Buss.
Man.
Move my man Magic Johnson back into the running operations, and if there's one thing my man Magic know how to do, he know how to win.
Man, let's give a big round of applause to Jeannie Buss, a.k.a. Jeannie Trump, for cleaning the house and saying you are fired.
But
wow.
you know what makes it even better than that, though?
Fire my own brother.
Yeah, you got to give her even more respect. It's like the fact that she was willing to do it to her own sibling.
That's what I'm saying.
Whatever it takes to bring a championship
I'm
team
all about
back
the
to the
Lakers.
city. Huh?
She about the Lakers.
Exactly.
She ain't about this. Hey, this family and this business. That was a business Jeannie Buss. That wasn't sister Jeannie Buss.
Right.
So
that was the business.
And look at Magic Johnson. He creeping up in there on the back end. Real smooth. We all knew this was coming, though.
I don't even think he creeped up on the back end. It's like they sought him because it's like he knows what's winning is like. But yeah, no, it's like. But back to Jenny Buss. I was watching 42 last night, right?
Mm-hmm.
And dude said, "What do you think about?" It's like, "What is your feelings about coaching Jackie Robinson?" Coach said, "I don't care if he's an elephant. If he helps us win, he helps us win. And I don't care if he's my brother. If he can't play, I'm sending him home."
That's
like,
true.
And that's Jenny Buss. That's what Jenny Buss showed today. It's like, look, if you can't manage this squad, I'm gonna get rid of you. I'm gonna find somebody that will. And she made those moves. She had promised it before. Remember at the end of the season last year when they interviewed her after Kobe retired?
Yeah.
And they were talking about the direction?
Yeah.
She was like, I'll do it. If he can't win, then it's like, and they asked him, would you really fire your brother? It's like, and all she said was, I'm about the Lakers and winning games.
Man, Kupchak, man, he been around the Laker organization for a while, and on top of that, he's been a GM since like 2000. He was the one that brung you Karl Malone,
right?
Gary Payton, Lamar Odom, Caron Butler, Brian Gray. Remember when he traded them for Shaq?
It was 2000 when he came?
That was 2000. Well, he was there. He was there longer, but he became the GM in 2000.
Right, but because he was that's what I think about, because he was a big part of
the assistant
bringing Shaq
GM
over from Orlando.
He was the assistant GM at that time with Jerry West.
And he was also a big part of deciding to take Kobe right out of high school. I mean, not because remember they didn't draft Kobe in the draft. It's like the Kobe got drafted to like Charlotte, And then before Kobe ever played a game, it's like they traded for Kobe.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, he got drafted.
They
someplace
traded.
else, and then they traded for him.
They traded. I think it was Eldon Campbell.
Okay.
And Eddie Jones maybe or something like that.
Oh, was that what it was?
I think so.
Hey, that was a great trade. And like
I'm pretty
I said,
sure it was
Mitch
Eldon
Kupchak
Campbell.
a part of all that. So it's not that he did a bad job for a long period of time. It's just,
I mean, his course was ran. I mean, I remember when Mitch Kupchak, like a lot of people don't remember this or they vaguely remember this, but it was a point. I want to believe it was 2008 or 2009, one of those years. I think it might have been 2009. Kobe Bryant was raving about Jason Kidd. We need Jason Kidd because he hated Smush Parker. He was like, we need a Jason Kidd. And look, if Mitch Kupchak would have traded Andrew Bynum for Jason Kidd, the Lakers probably would have never had won another championship.
oh no.
So luckily Kupchak, had GM skills, and he was like, yo, I'm not listening to a player about my job. I'm going to do the best job I know how to do. And they retained Andrew Bynum, and it worked out for Kobe and the Lakers.
Right. Because that was before they even brought over Pau Gasol.
Absolutely.
It's like, so they kept him. They brought over Pau Gasol. I mean, like I say, even injured, he was effective. It's like Andrew Bynum was always injured, so it's like we never really got to see the full development of him. It's like what he could have became if he was healthy all season long. But he was long, he was athletic, he could score, and his defense was good. It's like that was the only edge we needed to get us past. Remember Boston in that 7th game?
I remember.
I think the final score was like 64-60 or something like that.
Ugly.
It was a very ugly game.
It's all defense.
And the only thing, and it's like Bynum being in that middle.
He helped.
Is what was keeping Garnett. It was keeping Garnett, Pierce, and Allen at bay. They couldn't come inside. They had to shoot outside, and their shots outside was off.
Yep, I remember that. Say what you want to say about Magic Johnson as like a head coach, but as a GM, he's done pretty well as the GM for the Dodgers. I could see him doing well in the GM position. There's always optimistic hopes when you have someone new step up, because you already know what Buss and Kupchak, what they can do. So now what Magic brings to the Lakers is excitement and hope because he's new.
Well, to me, what he brings is a history of success, but it's the way he finds it. It's like even when he was a player, he had an eye to see things that most people just didn't see. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was the pass behind the back, leading the play, feeling like he had to score. It's like he always saw what other people didn't see. It's like he moved over to basketball operations. Lakers was cool during that time period. It's like with baseball, and I believe I'm 100% on this. He had to give up his ownership because it's a conflict of interest. It's like to own a basketball team and the baseball team, but it's like, so he gave up his conflict of interest because he saw something, and then he went into baseball, a field he is not as familiar with. Put some pieces together that most people, that it's like my dad, diehard Dodgers fan forever. It's like put some pieces together that my dad was like would never work. That year, and the next year, it's like in the championship. It's like they can't seem to get out the first round. Well, they got out the first round this year for the first time, but they was having a little bit of trouble with the first round. But they was winning. It's like they was winning every year. It's like, but based on the pieces and the moves that he made, which baseball minds all said was crazy.
Right. He worked it out. So, like I said, Laker fans got something to be optimistic about. I mean, Magic is a guy that they love, that you guys all love, and y'all know his face, and y'all trust him. So y'all know he's going to do the best job possible in order to get the Lakers back on top. So, I mean, on that note, man, let's close out our show, man. The final score live from PowerUp Gaming. You got R. Dot and Silk. Anything you got to say, bro?
Man, go Lakers, baby. It's like
Y'all back, huh?
Lakers are back, baby. Back to the championship.
Tune in every Tuesday night for the Final Score podcast at sportsandgiggles.com, and you can also find us at YouTube, sportsandgiggles.com. Go ahead and subscribe to us down here at PowerUp Gaming, 9890 South Maryland Boulevard, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89183.